viewers.
Thank you, One Shot.
Now that Andrew is back, let's talk about what the pig snake weasel tried to imply about.
Oh, yeah,
Jimbob
I saw
while
that.
Andrew was out.
Really quick, we do have. I'll have you address that, but we have Rachel who has a similar point. Oliver, do you think Andrew views me as intellectually inferior or a child because I submit to him? Do you want to respond to Rachel really quick? Then we'll do the soup chat.
I don't know what Andrew thinks, so we should ask Andrew.
Well, here's what Andrew says publicly. I've always maintained that my wife is much more intelligent than I am, but she submits to me, which is factually true.
Okay.
And then to the super chat that came up, it's imply about Jimbob while Andrew was out about the infant.
Yeah, why did you?
Can we have Oliver just restate it just for the audience?
Sure.
So
I think
while
I'm not
into the
and
mic,
I'm not making the claim that necessarily this is bad behavior or is like PDF file behavior. What I am saying is I think it is a bit suspicious, or we should look into it, if, as I talked, and this is what I was saying about my debate with Jimbob, I was saying that, he views women as children, as infants, as, not capable of agency, or he kept using examples about how, look, if you're in a house and, you're bossing the kids around, and then he would compare that to women. So I'm like, okay, he's viewing women as children. I'm saying that there is a suspicious view if you view women in that way as infantilized or children, and at the same time, they're also the people you want to have sex with.
What was
That's
the
what I was
implication
saying.
towards Jimbob? Was that he
there
was a
not
PDF
specific,
file?
That was not an implication.
Stop
that he
lying
is.
to me, Oliver.
It's not. I'm not calling him.
Can we watch
that.
the clip?
Do you watch the clip? I was not saying that he was.
What's
I'm saying
the implication?
The implication was there could be potential problems with that type of worldview.
What are those problems?
That they view women as children.
So they are
could be attracted to children.
So they are.
I'm not saying.
So
they
if you're attracted to children, you're a.
Mm-hmm.
You're a.
You cannot fully be attracted to. You can have problematic tendencies and not actually either act upon them or fully.
If you're
realize
attracted to children and want to have intercourse with them, you're a what, Oliver?
Sure, PDF file.
So you were implying that Jimbob's a PDF file by your own logic. You just walked yourself through the logic live.
I walked myself. I'm not saying he definitively is. I'm saying,
it just raises suspicion.
Correct. I'm not making absolutist claims.
Okay, well, you know what?
And I'm not saying he did anything wrong.
I believe that like men who have their nails painted by women, their tendency for PDF file is way higher.
Okay.
Therefore, Oliver, I think that you are akin to a PDF. I'm not saying that though. What I'm saying is we should just be suspicious of you being a PDF file.
That's fine.
Oliver.
You can be suspicious of me.
We should be suspicious. Okay. You should have your hard drive checked. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fine.
The FBI should show up and check your hard drive, bro. That's all I'm saying. Why would you disparage, do you realize too that Jimbob, he has a big family? He has a wife. He has kids at home. He has he's a very good, very kind man who's raised. Hang on, shut up. You fucking haven't raised a single kid in your life. You have no idea what that's like. This guy's doing the fucking absolute best that he can. Why would you insinuate that he's a PDF? Why would you do that to a man who has kids in his home, dude?
Andrew, I'm not. Do you think we should follow the path of an argument, even if it might offend someone? That wasn't what your clip did. Even if it might offend someone.
Your clip was trying to demonstrate, or trying to show, because you left out critical context of what Jimbob said too. You left it out on purpose.
I was not trying to leave it out on purpose.
Because you are a clip chimp. And the thing is, you left it out, and dude, we'll demonstrate. After this debate is done, you got blown out so bad here. You're going to go and make all sorts of little clips, and then we're going to wreck all of them. It's going to be great. By showing just critical context. You left out critical context there because you wanted him to look bad and look like a PDF file, and he's a man who has children at home.
I don't want that to be the case.
Then make a fucking revision to that at least.
I don't want that.
Can you at least make a revision to that?
What's the revision?
That you're not trying to make fucking...
No, I'm not.
Or at least add critical context?
No, critical context, sure. I already gave the context.
You don't... Okay, let's do you think Jimbob is a PDF file, dude?
No, I don't.
Then
I don't have evidence.
Don't do that to people,
No, I don't. Okay.
Don't do that to people.
I'm not trying to slander. I'm not trying to slander him. I'm not at all trying to, and I'm not insinuating anything of actual behavior. Can you agree that there can be behavioral patterns of certain ideologies that could lend themselves to a type of thinking, even if it's not? That's all I'm saying.
Oliver, let me make a concession, if you will.
Okay.
Here's the concession I'll make.
Okay.
I'll make this concession, that it is the case that you can follow patterns of behavior to come out with like some kind of basic ideas about the outcomes of behavior.
Okay.
That's true. And you can do that with arguments. That's even true too.
Sure.
But can you admit to me that especially on YouTube and various platforms like this, when you sensationalize by leaving out critical context in order to lead the viewer to a conclusion that is far more common than people following legitimate argument chains to figure out patterns? Do you agree with me that that's far more common?
It can be more common, yes.
Yes. And so the thing is, like, why should I give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you're trying to disparage one of my best friends who has done nothing ever to you?
Correct.
It's the worst thing you could call a man and the worst thing you can insinuate about him.
Okay. I was not meaning to insinuate
then
that
make a revision,
It was
dude.
not, I'm not talking about it being
Call him an
unique.
idiot, call him a retard, do
I'm
all
not,
of that.
Okay,
but
I am not claiming that he is unique in
what
that.
was the clip? Can you send us the clip?
Send the clip.
What was
it's bad. It's not great, Oliver. It's not great.
What was there like also?
You have to watch it, Brian. It's pretty bad.
Do you know what?
It's like, no, it's not. It's no big deal.
Do you know what like the like?
That channel will send it in, or the Crucible crew will.
Is it on the Instagram? Because I didn't look at I looked at like 2 of the clips you made. Do you know what like the little title card is? There's like these dudes are allergic to nuance. Do you know what the title card is?
Of like his,
where Andrew's suggesting that you implied that Jimbob was a PDF file. What's the title card?
Wait, I didn't post that. I posted.
You did. Well, he's saying you made a clip about it.
I made a clip of my closing statement in that debate where Jimbob.
So it's the closing statement one.
Yeah, nodded his head.
Is it in the 5-minute highlight reel that you did?
It's at the very. It's at the very end of that.
Is it at the?
I think.
Is it your closing statement?
Yeah, my closing statement.
Is it the one society is better when we trust women?
Yeah.
Okay. I will send that. We'll see if we can pull that up.
Well, I mean, he's going to insinuate that basically complete strangers he lost a debate to are PDF files. So, let me make it like an appeal to your humanity then. Let me try that. I'll make an appeal to your humanity.
We have the clip, by the way, if you want to.
Play it.
Before you want to make your point?
Yeah.
This is my Instagram post. This is not the clip. Are you talking about tonight, what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
And the clip. Play the clip, too.
Okay. Here, Mary, do you have that pulled up? There might be another way to do it. Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. All right. And Oliver, can you confirm if this is the clip?
Yeah, closing statement.
All right. So you're going to have to, Instagram's fucking stupid for playing videos on desktop. You're going to have to hit the audio button at the bottom. So scroll down on the page. See how it's muted? So hit that, scroll back up, control mouse wheel, zoom.
I had a prepared closing statement.
Zoom it out a little bit. And we're going to have to lower the volume, probably put it to 70 at the very top there. Ooh, okay.
He does a better job than the last 2 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try 70. All right, go ahead and play it.
But since this really didn't go according to any sort of a guideline that I thought, I'll just kind of say my final thoughts here. I think there still is a massive.
Oh my God! Wait, pause it. Pause. I'm sorry.
That is being made.
Pause. Just click on it. Put it in the video tab. We got to have it on.
You can say till you're blue in the face that this is how society is, this is how it fundamentally will be if we're left to our own devices. But I think one of the beautiful things about humans is that we have the capacity for reason, and we have the capacity to better our society against our biological impulses. And I think that that is something that feminism advocates. Feminism does not say that, denies the difference between men and women, denies that, men are on average stronger than women. It says to men, look, you do have this power. You are stronger. You ought to use it in such a way that does not hurt individuals. And there's an element of paternalism here. I mean, you heard Jimbob a lot compare, like treating women to treating children. And, I think it's a problem is these people fundamentally, and he's nodding right now, view women as infants, view women as infantilized. And I think that is why feminism is so necessary, and continue to fight against these ideas where, these people do not view women as, rational human beings. I mean, we had this whole conversation surrounding intellect, and I think that, it's really unfortunate that this is the type of ideas that are becoming more and more prevalent. And I think that as long as these ideas are continuing to be spread, it only proves the further need for feminism. I really wasn't able to get into a lot of the empirics of the good things of feminism, but there have been many advancements and benefits since the arrival of feminism, and can be directly attributed to it. Society works better when men and women work alongside each other.
Is there a point where
he does? He actually does circle back to it, but the clip is kind of long. Do you remember where the part is where you circle back to that?
Within this conversation today?
Yeah. But you did it in the clip.
In the clip itself.
View women as children.
Yeah, you view women as children.
Yeah.
The idea there that he views women as children, but he has sex with women, is implying what?
Dude,
what's the implication, bro?
I'm not saying there wasn't the implication there. I'm not saying he engaged in any sort of behavior. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you want from me, Andrew.
I want you to just make it very crystal clear, right? That your stupid ass idea, when we say infantilizing, when I say you infantilize women, that is the case that I am saying that you're kind of treating them like they are children, but you went one step further. You said that he treats them as though they're infants. You're making the inference that he's attracted to women who are fucking infants. You're making the case that he's a PDF.
No. I was not making it that using the word infant was the wrong word there. I wanted to say children. I wanted to say infantilized.
So in the same context I am.
Of what?
Where I say, like, when we say, like, you're infantilizing them, it means that you're, like, not treating them like an adult.
Not treating them like an adult. But I do think when we're talking about viewing them as children, he brought up multiple examples of where he's like, look, okay, if you're in a house and you got to make decisions and, the kids are walking around with their signs and saying they want something, and then you're like, all right, you really put your foot down. The analogy there is comparing women to children.
Yeah, but listen, the way that you present it, though, you also add elements like you did in today's conversation where there's like an attraction element there. And you've already conceded that is the case. Isn't the inference there that you're trying to give to the audience that these guys are PDFs?
I do not want that. I'm not making claims about individuals, and I understand if my language was partially reckless.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right. And what? I'll take the concession there in very good faith and say, fine. If it is the case, you're going to retract that as saying it's reckless, and what you actually meant is just like you're not treating them on par with like equality or this or that. That's fair. But you have to remember that when you clip chimp, as the old saying goes, people aren't getting context well, are they? They're not getting great context.
In that clip?
Even in that clip.
Okay. I mean,
they didn't have like the previous context of your conversation back and forth.
That's kind
only your characterization of it.
I mean, that's what the clips are. That's what the clips that you post on this channel are.
I don't post any clips on this channel.
I'm not saying you. That's what clips are.
The clips that I post are usually 10 plus minutes.
Okay, sure.
Why?
Fine, they're full long-form debates.
Because I want to give they're not even long-form debates, but I want to give context. Fine. It's critical.
And that's why when I post a clip, I link back to the original video and watch the whole video. Here's a clip from it.
Well, just watch in the future because you don't want to make these horrible inferences about family members.
Agreed. I was not trying to do that. And to Jimbob, look, I apologize. Okay? I was not at all trying to insinuate that you engage in any behavior adjacent to that.
What would make me feel great about all of this? If you'd apologize again to Jimbob.
I just did. I said I'm sorry.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not mean. I was making a critique of the ideology and where it could potentially lead, not necessarily that you engage in that behavior whatsoever at all.
That's fair.
That's all I was saying.
A couple chats here. Audio boosted up, please.
Swomy_Boyka donated $69. Called my wife. I said, make me a sandwich, women, and bend over. Her response, amen. She is 3 years older than me. Work hard, be genuine, and lead, and women thrive. Feminism destroys society. Cheers.
All right. Boyka, thank you very much for the TTS. We have 3 more coming in.
Membirdman donated $69. Oliver, if you weren't intending on slandering Jimbob, you slandered him incidentally. I would say that's worse because you aren't even aware of when you drag people for no reason. Rethink everything.
So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't...
I don't think, in retrospect, with what Oliver says now, where he's like, look, I'm sorry, Jimbob, if that was the case. I wasn't trying to do that. I think that that's as fair of a concession as we could ever get on that particular point. Like a fair one.
Also, I don't know if it's a different clip because I'm pretty sure I watched the closing statement clip.
But I don't remember where it was.
I don't think I saw it in the closing
statement.
No, the closing statement. I don't think I watched the clip. I read the subtitles to it because that clip that we were watching continued. Mm-hmm. I don't think in that specific... I don't know. I don't know the clip that's being referenced. Maybe it's a different one.
It's just a closing statement clip?
No, there was another one too.
Maybe there was another one. But in any case, while Andrew was gone, you did say, it seemed quite definitive that you were saying Jimbob or other men view women as, you allege that they view women as infantile and that they're also attracted to adult women, but they view them as infantile, ergo there's a suspicion of pedophilia, you know.
There's a suspicion of, I'm not claiming that anyone is engaging in any behavior or doing anything that is illegal or doing anything to children. I'm saying that they're valuing traits in women that can be present in children.
Yeah, but so do you.
And that can be suspicious.
Yeah, so do you.
What do you mean?
Like inquisitiveness.
That's not exclusive to children.
No, well, wait a second. When you describe the traits of children, give me a single trait that you would describe in a child that you would never associate with a man or a woman.
Never associate with a man or a woman?
Yeah.
Kind of blank slate.
What?
Like not like entirely entirely.
You would associate that with plenty of men and women. What do you mean?
I don't think so. I mean, I think everyone has their life experience, and everyone is not like.
What name? Okay, blank slate's not even a trait. That means there's a lack of traits. Like, okay. What would the trait even be? When you think of like childlike, you think of innocence. You think of like the idea of like. You need to lead exuberance, them. You think of high energy. You think
need to
things
teach
like
them
that.
things. You need to mold them in their image.
Yeah, but there's probably tons of childlike things. That you would say that men and women both are attracted to has nothing at all to do with being attracted to children.
Okay, what I was talking about
is not the case?
A lot of those other traits. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying wanting to mold someone in your image or having them to like adhere to everything you're saying and have this level of power over someone can be akin to a parent-child relationship.
Have you ever heard?
That's all I'm saying.
Have you ever heard of the term fixer-upper?
Sure.
Okay, and women say this a lot, right? Like, I really like him, but there's like problems in this.
Yeah,
are they
weird.
working on that man to like mold him into the thing that she wants a little bit more? Sure. Is that what a fixer-upper means?
Could be, yeah.
So is that grooming?
It could be.
But
I'm
is
not
it?
Sure. If it's done, yeah, it could be. It could 100% could. I mean, if
women are fucking grooming all the time because they're constantly trying to mold behavior.
No, wait a second. If you're trying to take advantage of someone and kind of make them into the like your own person, and
I would
strip
argue
them of
all
their
relationships are this way.
Okay, fine. I just don't.
Don't you do that? Like, honestly, don't you do this to yourself? Like, if there's habits or annoyances or various issues you have with your like significant other or woman you're dating or whatever, that you'll say things in order to get them to like break whatever these habits are or these behaviors that you find aren't tailored to you.
I would have a conversation with them. I wouldn't slightly choose.
And the point of the conversation is what?
Is to have a mutual understanding and dialogue.
So that they change.
Wait a second, but that's different than telling them what to do. You need to do this because I have the authority, and this is how it's going to go.
If it's just a boundary, if you're just like, look, one of the behaviors that I want is like when I tell you I don't want you to do this behavior, you don't. That is still, it's the same exact thing. You're just molding them to whatever the behavioral standards are that you like.
Okay.
Is that not the case?
I still think there is a distinction there, but I'm not. Look, frankly, we can move along from this topic. I'm sorry for making an insinuation, okay? I'm not trying to slander anyone. Sure. I was trying to make an internal critique.
That's fair.
That was all.
All right.
So
we have 2 more chats, then we'll do closing statements.